Hello everybody and welcome back to Galactic Science with me, TechnoJock. We've been busy on the moon. Very busy. Our science installation here is taking shape quite nicely. I'm liking what's going on, so we've got a fair bit of stuff here. We've got quite clear glass with the occasional spot of the light and clear glass from the original base. And we've got a lot of carpenter's wedge blocks and these equipment cubes, making everything look pretty cool on the outside here. So another toy that we've got is a little jetpack. This little thing doesn't need any fuel or anything, and it can scoot us about on the moon quite handily. It seems to be controlled by the further down you look, the more you jump up. So by looking up, we barely jump at all, but by looking down a little bit, we can jump a fair distance up into the sky. And care has to be taken because it doesn't appear that deceleration does anything. So even though you might kind of stall your descent like this, it seems to count from the highest you actually went, and you can still splat to the ground, which is a little unfortunate. Got some of these carpenter's blocks with the glowstone in them as well to make everything nice and light, so everything is pretty nice and well lit in here. And the other thing that I've got is this cool pickaxe from Router Reborn. It's not very difficult to make. You just need all this stuff, which was easy enough to get hold of, but what it does mean is you get a speed boost. So you can run around quite happily, and also it's got different modes. You can see 3x3, 5x5 and single block. So it allows us to sprint around the base at a fair rate of knots, which is pretty cool. So other things that we've got going on here, we've dismantled most of the upstairs of the old base, and I intend to shift our oxygen supply up here as well, and then we'll get other things put over. We've got our potato farm out here for food, and we'll get this stuff shifted over. I want to make this just our arborium through here, and we'll get the rest of the things through here. So we've already got our obsidian, lava and cobblestone farm over here, and I haven't quite got this thing automated yet, but we've got it going with our chemical decomposer and our chemical synthesis machine, so we can get gravel out like that. So if we scoot over here, we can reload our sieves, which are needing done just now, and we'll get this transferred over elsewhere at some point. And we've got this set up here quite happily, separating out a few bits and bobs here. We're doing quite well on this sort of stuff, and just going to check where we are with our quests. We've got 4 quests that it says. Now one of them is this one. It says that we've died, but if you actually go into it, you can see it says died 0 of 1 time, so I'm not altogether sure what it's talking about there. I haven't died to my knowledge that I can remember anyway, and I'm sure I would have remembered that. So I'm not going to take that. So if we come out, we're going up in the world. We're still working towards this, the thermal padding, which we need wool for. Now we've got our wool farm going, so that should be easily attainable in this this episode. Why do all the work? What did we do here? Oh, we made relocation pipes, and we made the extractors and things. Now, what do we want? Stock ones? Crafting I'm not too fussed about, but it could be quite cool. I don't know what crafting ones. We get 2 of the extraction ones. Extraction take 4 blocks of redstone, which is reasonably expensive. Let's have a look at the stock control ones and see what's involved in making those. Ender pearls, so those are quite expensive. Stock control ones could be quite cool, but no, I think I'm going to take the modular extraction ones, because we're going to need lots of extraction ones. That's what I'm going to take. Or will I just take 16 relocators? No, I'm going to take those. So we'll do that. So what's next? Ender items. Ender conduit. Well, that's going to need pulsating iron, which is going to need an alloy furnace, which is going to require a machine frame, which is going to require dash, which is going to require going to the moon. We could make some fortune upgrades. What's involved in a fortune upgrade? Fortune upgrade. Redstone alloy, vibrant alloy. Not going to get vibrant alloy because it requires an alloy smelter, and as we've already said, not at that point yet. What else? Bad at math. Now, I think we've got, yes, I got enough carrots to be able to get this. We've got THC, carbon nanotubes. Ooh, carbon nanotubes could be good, or 5 reward bags. I'm not that bothered about 5 reward bags. Carbon nanotubes. Now, I'm going to take the reward bags because I know I can get nanotubes. It's just going to take me time to get nanotubes. So what are we going to get? A spawn creeper? Nope. More limestone. Food. And another creeper. And a zombie. They're not actually as bad as all of that because, from what I gather, the zombies and creepers and things you get on the moon aren't real. No, they're not normal Minecraft zombies and creepers. They are Galactic Craft versions of them, so they're not quite the same. What's that do? Potion effect. So I could put that onto a weapon of some description. I'm not going to. I'm going to get rid of that, and I need to clear out my inventory. So, what do we have planned today other than trying to get our thermal padding on the go? Well, I'm going to be wasteful and bin this stuff for a start, because we don't need it. I think if we drink this stuff it gives us night vision. Yes, it does. That's pretty cool. Ooh, it makes things a bit blue. Cool. We like that. Other things that we need to get done. I wanted to have a try at something, but I need to... What I've seen is this player interface from Random Things. We can make this. We do have a depleted nether star, which we can charge up. We've got obsidian, we can do that. Player core is not too difficult to do. We've got sufficient stuff to do that. Ender chest again. We've got plenty of obsidian, and we do have some ender pearls. We don't have a huge amount, but we have some. In fact, I think we've got four ender pearls that we've got so far. And we've got, I've taken the star out of downstairs. So we've got this depleted nether star, and we've got the star harvester, which can recharge it. So, before we start playing around with that, I want to get our oxygen setup put up here. Now, I want to make sure that's on a single block. Get that out the road. And put the circuit fabricator to one side for the time being. And I need to get, well, for a start, make sure, yeah, we've got 2 full oxygen tanks there. So we're okay just now. And let's do that. And let's get this upstairs and put it somewhere sensible. So, we've got our oxygen collector, goes on that side. And we've got our oxygen compressor, goes on that side with... I thought it went on that side. Okay. If we put it this way round, like that, there we go, they're connected. Now this needs power in there, and if we do this sensibly, we can put the power all the way underneath here, like this. Now, do I use this stuff? Let's see. I think that we've got more of this going around than we've got anything. Oh, that's interesting. Sealable aluminium wire. Let's dig up the floor and take this stuff out. Now, we've got this thing, the energy store. And we've got this here as well, so we've got another one of those sealable things. This stuff breaks nice and easy. And there we go, we've got that. So this energy store, I think we'll keep hold of that if we've got sufficient Let's pop something in there. Pop that in there. So, not quite sure what we're going to do about the power up here, because we need to go that there and then go down like this, like that. Okay, so that's going to be fine for that just now. And if we take that like that, that'll be good. Now we can take our, let's take this chest, pop it down here and clear out a bunch of stuff that we don't actually need. That and that and that and that we don't need. That we don't need, that we don't need, that we don't need, we certainly don't need those. Don't need wool, don't need those. I'll take that energy storage module. Should have put that up there before we closed up the floor, because I think that's going to come in handy. I'm going to put it, of course it's a Galactic Craft thing, so it's got a strange in-out configuration on it. I might put it like that. I think it, yeah, I think that'll work like that. If we do this, put that there, put that back on here in a second once I put some filler beneath, because I think we'll put the actual power in here like that. And if we use a Stirling generator just for the time being, we can use the one that's down here like this and pop it on top. There we go, that's powering that. That's fine. That does have power going in, and this has power going in as well. So this will build up a buffer which will keep this going, because this doesn't produce enough power per tick to power this completely. And yes, it will have a buffer on it of 100,000, which will probably be enough, but we're not going to be using this anywhere else, so we may as well put it here. And I would rather have a very resilient oxygen system before we start messing around anywhere else. Now, other thing that I want this this chest here, and I want those pipes. Okay, and put that chest on top like that. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll sacrifice 2 of these leaves and put one there like that. Perfect. And now, because I've got these extraction modules, I'm going to put one there and one there. Now, if we go here, one of the things about this is it'll take in only a compressed cylinder that requires filling up. It won't take in anything else that's in there that's not a cylinder or a tank, but it won't take in these full ones and continually try and fill them up. So if we take out one of our empties, pop it into the tank, into here, automatically gets pulled out, put into here and starts filling up, and then when it's empty, or sorry, when it's full, it'll get pulled back out. This is only going to be allowing to pull out full tanks and put them back in here, and then we'll have a plentiful supply of oxygen at hand. And all we need to do is remember to come up here, put our empties in, and we can have our full ones ready waiting for us. Now ideally what I want to do is remove this chest and put up our player interface, and it will put them straight into our inventory, so we will always have a full tank waiting for us. And then as we take an empty tank out and put it into our inventory, it'll get pulled out as if it was this chest and into here, and we will have no problem. We will have to remember and take our tanks off and put them into our inventory, because it doesn't, this player interface doesn't interact with this bit of our inventory. It can interact with our armor, our hotbar and our larger inventory, but unfortunately not this Galacticraft tab. But that's still pretty good. It still means that so long as this area is chunk loaded, even if we're way away on another planet or in a dungeon or something like that, we can always have oxygen produced at our base here, as long as we've got power supplied at our base here, and we will always be able to breathe, which I think is pretty handy. Now, I'm going to pop these back in here. I'm going to take this up because we've got a plentiful supply of hydrogen just now. I did think about shifting over into the methyl methacrylate stuff, but at this point I don't think it's really worth my while. I think the way we've got the hydrogen set up just now is pretty good. So if we put that there, that's going to continually feed into here and keep this nicely powered. There's a good buffer in there, there's a buffer in here, there's the internal buffers in here as well, and I think we're pretty golden. There we go, it's already filled up that tank and put it into there. So that's brilliant. And in fact, I'm just going to test something as well, because I'm going to take out this partially empty one and put that in there. Yeah, it takes out the partially empty one as well. So I can do that as well. Brilliant. So we've got even more. We've just got to watch. Just got to be careful, because it does take a second for it to pull it out and put it back in, but we've got one waiting. So we are absolutely golden there. So let's have a look and see if we'll pop stuff into here that we don't need just now. Don't need that, and we don't need that either. Okay. We will clean out that. We're going to fill it in. We're going to get rid of that tree there, and we'll build something around this area shortly, and we'll be good to go. So where were we? We were going to be having a look and seeing if we can make that player interface, and we need that, that, and that. In fact, we need to do that. So let's take this a little bit away, just in case there's a little incident, and with a hand like that, I think I might need to take off my magnet. Let's turn that off. There we go. Let's see what that does. It looks like it's getting charged up, doesn't it? Is that charged? Depleted nether star? Can be rejuvenated. It looks like 70% recharge. There it is at the bottom. 70%, that's fine. So let's drop it again. It didn't take very long to get to that 70%. There we go. It's done. And now we can do that and take the star out of there, and that's fine. So we now have a nether star. What can we use this nether star for? So we could make a beacon. That'd be useful, I suppose, for a certain amount of stuff. We can make wither upgrades for progression automation, and we can make wood and stone and diamonds and things, but this is what we're interested in. So, player interface. We need to make an ender chest, a player core, and that we've got the nether star. So ender chest, we need an eye of ender surrounded by obsidian. Eye of ender should be easy to make. Let's drop this off over here so we can move a little bit better. We'll take one of these, and we need to get some blaze powder. There we go. So blaze powder in there, along with our eye of ender. Our ender pearl gives us an eye of ender. That's great. Over here we need 1 emerald. We need some lapis as well. 4 lapis, wasn't it? 4 lapis. Are these out? They are as well. Okay. Turn on my magnet again. Put my pickaxe down so we move a little bit faster. Really pleased with how this looks now. Looks proper laboratory-like, very stark and white. It's quite pleasing. We've got a reasonable amount of compressed meteoric iron there, so we're getting on our way to being able to build our tier 2 rocket. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. Do we not have a workbench over here? No, we don't. Okay, never mind. So, let's pop over here. One thing this does, it can place torches. If you right click, it places a torch. And they do burn. So it's a bit of a peculiarity because torches shouldn't burn on the moon. You do get a... Oh, it's a normal torch that you get back as well. If you place it down, it goes out. And then you get back one of these Galactic Craft core ones. So that's a thing. Now we've got our player core. We've got our Eye of Ender. We've got our Nether Star. Let's make the Ender Chest. So Ender Chest, Player Core, Nether Star, and Obsidian makes one player interface. Let's go around here and let's see if we can make this work like we did for the other thing. So, player interface. Now you can see, can't really see very well, but you can see up here there's a little armor thing. That means this side would interact with these slots here. On the underside there would be a little sword icon, and that would interact with these slots here. And then all of these ones around the very edge, they interact with this main bit here. So if we go like this and put that back on there, then nothing much is happening. We can take a partially filled one and put it there, still nothing happens. Put it there, and still not. Oh, there it goes. Took a second, but you saw it come out and go through the pipe there, and it's there recharging at the moment, and any moment now that's going to pop out of there and appear back into our inventory. There it is. Perfect. Exactly as we wanted. So we can always have some oxygen on hand. That's exactly what I wanted. Now we've got a little bit extra actually, because we don't really need this stuff here. It's just going to take up inventory space. So we can have them sitting somewhere on hand, spare, basically, just in case. Which I think is absolutely fantastic. It's exactly what we wanted to have happen. Now, keeping a spare one on me at the moment, but what we'll do is, we'll try and keep it so that one of our tanks is a little bit lower than the other one, so we can swap out, and we're not going to be running out of oxygen. We'll run out of oxygen in one tank, then we'll swap over, and then so if one tank's at half full when the other tank is full, then that'll be ideal really for us. But I'll keep that one on me just now, whilst we gauge how well that's doing. Now that begs the question, what do we have in the way of chunk loading things? I don't know what we've got in the way of chunk loaders. Chunk loader upgrade for something, for open computers. Chunky blocks, okay, we don't have chunk loaders. What about anchors? Dimensional anchor, travel anchor. I'll have to look into some sort of loader of some description. Chunk loader. Don't know what it does. Might need to get into the open computers there for chunk loading things. Cargo loaders and fuel loaders and stuff. I think I shall do some required reading. So, this room is done. I'm really quite happy with that. We'll sort something out about power. The power is not completely done, but we've got 205 stacks of hydrogen in here. That's going to load up on this. That'll get filled up. This will get filled up, and we're going to be pretty good. I don't imagine we're going to be in any danger of running out of anything anytime soon. So I'm going to quickly get myself an extra couple of shears, and I think if we make our stuff that we needed from this quest, our thermal padding stuff, I think that puts us in a good position. So let's go and get some shearing on the go. What have we got here? Nope. Nope. Whoa. We've got some 36 iron. Oh, we did that as well, didn't we? I had a bunch of iron, so pop that in there. Take this out, make this into iron ore sand, and we'll get that on the go in 2 seconds. What I'll do is I shall make myself some more shears, and I shall take care of this, shear that down, and get ourselves some more wool and things, and I'm going to make all the stuff I need for this thermal padding. I'll see you in a second. Right, I'm back, and we have got probably a bit too much actually of this thermal cloth. So we've got enough for our hat and for our trousers, and for our top, and for our boots. That is us. So boots, shoes, vest and bonnet. There we go. So we get more wool back, we get reward bag. Let's see what we've got. Spawn pole. We'll put that over with our other spawn stuff. Got loads more string coming out of there, so that's fine. We're in a good position for that as well. Put this over. We've got 3 spawn poles now, so we'll get going with that. Might use our solar panel, although it only generates 2. I might pop that over here, and that would be good to keep this topped off even if we run out of something. I'm going to do that right now, and then I think it's home time. So does this just go on there? It's charging. It's not going to do very much on there, is it? It's got a bit of charge on it, so that should help us out if everything goes awry. So that, I think, is pretty good. So we're sorted for here. I'm going to clear out a little bit more of this and make this a bit prettier here, and then that will be all but done other than the power in there. But power is another issue that I have to get sorted sooner rather than later, and I'll have something set up maybe in here, maybe in a separate room for power. I might put it in a building out next to the potatoes or something like that, and we'll have something going on there. I need to also go out in between and get more meteors, I think, for our tier 2 rocket, because if we have a look at tier 2 let's have a look at rocket. And tier 3 rocket, tier 1, tier 2 rocket. Need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these things which need meteoric iron. Well, I've got 10 meteoric iron. I know I've got some over here. Oh, we've got 18. So we maybe actually have enough for our tier 2 rocket. We need more in here. Oh no, we need 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, then 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 we need. Yeah. Oh, so we've got 18. So yeah, it's the other metals we need. So I think I need to get on and make a bunch of the heavy duty plate, which is steel, aluminium and bronze, and that's tin and copper. Now we've got a little bit of tin and copper, but not a huge amount coming in, so we need to work on that next time. I think tin and copper getting. I know that we've got some copper chests, and we've got a bunch of tin cans. Might use that method, might see what else presents itself to us. But for now, I think that's a good place to wrap up. Thanks very much, and have a funs!